This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so my name is Rajesh Kumar, and I'll be teaching you chef today, and related things around the chef. By the way, before me starting this session, have you heard about this keyword which is called chef? Not for the software engineering, but somewhere else. Have you heard about it?
I mean, the only thing I know chef is a cook. That's what I know before I heard about chef infra.
I'm not talking about software engineering. Forget about it. Let's come out of this this software world, computer world. Let's talk about in general, daily, the things which are. So have you heard about this keyword which is called chef? Correct? Chef.
No, I never heard about that.
You must be going for a restaurant, right? Don't you?
Yes. Yeah, just for restaurant.
So there we have someone, right? There we have someone, some restaurant, some hotel. So don't we have a chef over there?
You said chef everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's a profile. Okay. What I'm talking about, probably I'll not confuse you too much. Here, this is the guy. Uh, have you seen them?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So my questions to you is, what they do, what the chef will do.
They cook.
No, they don't cook actually. Chef is doing something else. We have a cook for cooking, right? Remember, there's a difference. Chef versus, you know, chef versus uh, cook. So chef, sorry about that. I was getting some calls. So yeah.
Mhm.
So chef, there's a difference between chef and cook, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what they do. So
I mean,
probably I'm having
those.
probably I'm having a little bit of this discussion, but let's discuss a little bit of it. So we have a chef, right? What they do. So let me not drag more. So chef is one of the profile actually. You might have heard about lots of programs over the television or internet or something like that. What they do, they have expertise in ingredients. Correct? No? Ingredients. They know
Yeah.
everything about the ingredients, like different types of spices, different types of pulses, different types of things, food item, vegetables, fruits, different kind of liquids. They have an expertise in that, right? They have expertise in that. So they have expertise in that, and then they mix and match the ingredients in a certain ways. How to mix and match? That's they do that, and then they prepare something called recipe. Are you comfortable with the recipe?
Yes.
Yes. So recipe, if you refer any recipe, let me show you here. A recipe template. Look at my screen. Template. And here, look at this. And I think this is wonderful, right? Recipes has ingredients, and probably this one. Yeah, I think this is a better one, right? So this recipe, you see its ingredients, and you have instructions and on how to mix and match ingredients to prepare a nice, rice food item. Correct, no?
Yes.
Correct. So that's
Yes.
yes. So chef is having expertise in all the ingredients which is available in the whole world. Remember, I said chef knows all the ingredients which is available in the whole world, and then they will write a procedures on how to mix that ingredients and create a recipes. And then if you have multiple recipe, what we can do
You have to put them. If you have multiple
in
recipe, you have to put them together.
cookbooks, right? Can we call it a cookbooks?
Yes.
Yes. So now you see that here, chef, he's having expertise in everything, ingredients which is available in the whole world. They have process of mix and match, and that prepare the recipes, and multiple recipes together. Once you put it up in one directory, you can call it this, you can call it cookbooks. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you, Jen, you need to become a chef today. Yes, you need to become a chef today. So what do you need to know? So if you want to become a chef in software engineering and a server infrastructure world, so what you should know? So you need to know the resources. Remember that. What am I using? Resources of what? Server. So you want to become a chef, you have to create a, you have to know, you have to be expert in resources of server, and then you do something on these resources, action on resources. Okay, you can say it's like a mix and match or something like that, and then action on resources, and that will convert into recipes, and multiple recipes. Once you have, you can make it cookbooks. You can make it cookbooks. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
Understood that?
Yes, I
So what you,
understand.
yeah, so you have to become a you have to become a chef. Now remember that cook is the person who's going to take it up. Cookbooks, remember that. Now I'm talking about the cook. So cook is the person who's going to take the cookbooks and apply the cookbooks where they apply, in the kitchen, right? Correct now?
Mm.
Kitchen, right? And they apply the cookbooks, and food is ready and then ready for serving, right? So yes, let me tell you here,
Yes.
your system admin means you have to become admin now, because this is where you do the development of cookbooks, and this is the where you have to apply the cookbooks. So admin is the person who is going to take a cookbooks which is written by you. Maybe you can act like a both person. You can act like a chef, you can act like an admin. It's up to you. Admin or operations is the person who's going to take this cookbook which you have written and apply in the web, apply in the server. Okay, it's very simple concept.
Mm.
Apply in the server, apply in the server. The servers, I must say, servers means multiple servers, and then your server is ready. Server is ready. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Yes. So what you need to do? So write a cookbooks. I'll teach you, and apply these cookbooks on the server. That I'll also teach you through the sub server. So these are the things we are going to do in these sessions. We are going to become a developers of chef cookbooks. We are going to become administrator to apply the chef cookbooks in the multiple server using the chef server. Make sense, guys? All of you? I mean, sorry. I think we have only one person, right? Yeah, Jen. Yeah. Sorry. Understood?
Yes, understood.
Yes. So now coming back to the points, and that is, what is chef? So guys, I mean, Jen, chef, we call it configuration management tool. Yes. Whenever we talk about the chef, then we say, hey, it's a configuration management tool. Now the question is, what is configuration management? So let me talk about the tool. Okay, first definition of tool. A tool is something which we opt for it every. I mean, earlier, we used to change the tools once in 100 years, 500 years, and so on. Nowadays, we are changing the tools every 2 years. So why we are changing the tools every 2 years, or 1 year, or every 6 months? Why? Because simple reason. Every time we opt for some tools which will save our cost, give us the speed, and improve the quality of the work. So in this context, in the server management context, tools which is saving your deployment time. Okay, when you deploy the software to the hundreds of servers, and these hundreds of servers, it can have a multiple variant. For example, web server, something else has to be done. Database server, something else has to be done. Web server, something else has to be done. So you are basically deploying the things using this tool. So you are saving time, improving the quality of the software, consistency and stuff like that, and also saving cost for deployment, because nowadays we are not running application in 1 or 2 or 5 servers. We are running in thousands and thousands of servers. How can we manage the thousands of servers in terms of deployment, in terms of patching, in terms of upgrade, in terms of rollback? How can we do that? I think these tools will help us. So tools, we understood that, but the question was, what is the configuration management? So configuration management here, let me put it in this way. Configuration management is a very broad word. Very broad word. You can say AC configuration, you can say room configuration. But now, when I am talking about chef and configuration management, then I am talking about servers configuration management. Please remember that this is a servers configuration management. That means the question is, how can you manage the configurations of servers, not servers, multiple servers. Okay, so that process
Mm.
is called configuration management. So that process is called configuration management in our world, in software engineering world. Okay, so here we are going to manage configurations of servers. That's the reason chef is called configuration management. Now next question will ask me, Rajesh, okay fine, we are going to manage the configuration of servers, multiple servers using chef, that's okay, but what configuration you're talking about in server? What you have in the server? What you have in the server? So the question is, next question is, what is there in the server? So we manage their configuration. So Jen, what
So
we have in the servers? Tell me.
so you said the configuration. Like, what is it? I don't understand. Like, what is really the configuration?
Configurations of servers here.
Okay.
Server, that means you can say the server which is running on AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, the server which you are running on the VMs, private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud. These servers, you are running the virtual machine, physical machines, all these are servers, right?
Yeah, but what is the configuration? What the
Uh,
configuration does?
yes, I'm having the same question actually. So I understand that, okay,
Okay.
Chef is a configuration management tool, okay, and configuration management tool, we are going to configure the servers using Chef. You are going to configure hundreds of servers using Chef, but the question is, what is there in the server? So we manage their configuration, correct? You have these questions?
Mhm. Yes.
What is there in the server? So what is there in the server? Let me tell you, you have a laptop right now in front of you. What you can find in your laptop? Tell me. What you can find in the laptop? So probably you can find file, don't you? You find directory, don't you? You find the services, don't you? You find the packages, you find a bash, you find a yum, you find a apt. If you find the multiple users, you multiple groups, you might find policies. You may have all the software, people, process. These are the resources in server. What you want to do? You want to configure it. You want to change the configurations of it. Now, using Chef, you can manage the hardware also. But the question is how? So guys, understand that nowadays, all the hardware is managed by hypervisors, like a virtual machines provider. So the hypervisor manages your CPU, RAM, and SSD, and hypervisor is software. So yes, using Chef, you can also manage the hypervisor. So the question was, what is there in the server? So we manage their configuration using Chef. Yes, you have, these are the resources. For example, what you want to do with the package. So tell me, what you want to do with the package? Probably you want to install the package, correct? You want to remove the package. You want to upgrade the package. What do you want to do with the services? You want to start the services. You want to stop the services. You want to enable the services. You want to disable the services, right? You want to create a file. You want to delete a file. You want to update the file, right? These are the things you do. What do you do with the bash? You run the script using that, correct? This is called configurations. What do you want to do with the yum? You do the install. You want to do remove, all this thing. So what do you do with the users? You are creating a users, editing the users, removing the users. So these are the things, these are the configurations you want to do in hundreds of servers, not one. So for that, we are using Chef. So what is Chef? Chef is a configuration management tool. Using configuration management tool, you manage the configuration of servers, and servers means these are the resources. Are you understanding now?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So nothing. It's not like a very complicated tool. Chef is a tool. Using that, you can do the server management, server configuration management. You modify the servers, and you can also call it a deployment tool. For example, I'll give you an example. Using the servers, you have hundreds of servers. Using the Chef, you have hundreds of servers. You want to install some packages, start the services, create some users, create copy some files, delete some files, do some modifications and stuff like that. That process is called configuration management and done by Chef. So Chef is helping us for doing this hundreds of machines parallelly. See, it's very simple actually. Let me create one image actually, so you'll understand. So here, this is me, okay? Now you have one server, two server, three server, five server, 100 server, 500 servers, or whatever it is. Okay, you have some of the servers is a web server, some of the servers database server, some of these are like app server. So you want to do something on all these servers. Now, if you do yourself, you are a human being, right? If you do yourself, you can't do everything parallelly, and the deployments might take 5 days, 4 days, and stuff like that. But to avoid that, you may hire more people. But can we do something like that? Can we bring the chef, and I will write a programs in chef, and chef will do the parallel activity on behalf of us. Not we. We don't have to hire too many people actually. Chef will do all this configuration management of this server, this server, this server parallelly, and saving the time. So yes, if one deployment is taking 1 hour in thousands of machines, also it will take 1 hour. If you do manually the same thing, it might take multiple days. So that's a deployment tool. We also call it. We also call it configuration management. Are you understanding?
Yes, understood.
So guys, so now the question is, you will ask Rajesh, why should we use for? We use Chef because whatever you said, parallel deployment, parallel configuration management, parallel changing the configuration of the servers, I can use some other tools also. I will ask what? Java, Perl, Python, C++. Yes, you can use it. Definitely you can use it. But let me ask you one thing. Chef, I'm going to help you to write a code in only one day, and you can start deploying that your complex software in hundreds of machines. But for Java, Perl, Python, or C++, same activities you probably will take. You will spend 15 days or 1 month if you're very intelligent in programming language. So look at this, something which you can do in Chef in one day, and Java you have to do in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or 6 months. Depends on your skills, labels of programming language, skill set of. Okay, so yes, it's possible you can use other programming language also, but those programming language is difficult to learn, difficult to share, difficult to debug, difficult to test, or difficult to extend. So that's the reason we are not using those traditional programming language. We are using domain specific programming language. Domain specific is DSL, domain specific language. Ansible is designed for solving this domain problem, which is configuration management, deployment management. So then you'll say, Rajesh, okay, fine, I understand that Chef is easy to learn, share, debug, test, and extend. But why I should go for Chef? Because I know that shell scripting is also easy to learn, and that I can do the multiple deployments also. PowerShell also is easy to do, and I can do the multiple deployments. So let me ask you one question. Can you run shell in Windows? Can you run the PowerShell in Linux? Can you run all shell script in all sort of Windows? Can you run all PowerShell script in all the Windows? No, of course not. So yes, you need not only the tool which is easy to learn, share, debug, test, and extend, but also it should be cross-platform. And Chef is a cross-platform. That means same program will work on Windows, same program will work on Linux. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Now you'll say, Rajesh, okay, I'm not still convinced because I need to convince my management of using Chef compared to other tools. So give me some more reason. So yes, another reason you can take it up, like Chef can manage a large number of servers. Manage means it's like a management tool, you will get it. So from using Chef, you can manage the entire infrastructure of development, operations, QA, productions, and all stuff like that. Then you'll say, Rajesh, give me a few more reasons. So one of the major important reason which you have is idempotent. Idempotent means you write a code, that's your desire. There's something which is there in a server that's called actual. So if desire is equal to actual, see, desire means you want something in server, and there's something already in a server. So if desire and actual is matching, no changes needed. But if desire is not matching with actual, then only changes needed, and then only the Chef will do the changes. That's called idempotent. By the way, this functionality you do not have only in Chef. You have in Ansible, you have in Salt, you have in Terraform, you have in ARM, you have in CloudFormation. Many software nowadays which is coming by default with idempotent functionality you have in Kubernetes also. So that means something which is not done, the tool like a chef will do that, but if it is already done, skip it. Are you understanding? On top of that, you can save cost. So guys, these are the reasons we have. These are the reasons we have. So we are learning chef. Okay, it's easy to learn, easy to share, debug, test, extend, cross-platform. Also, it can manage your large number of server and infrastructure environment and all. And also, it will save time in something is already done in server, not doing the things, saving cost, in bringing the consistency in the server's environment, automations, and many more things. So, are you okay with it?
Yes.
Now you will ask, okay, Rajesh, maybe I don't like a chef. Can you suggest some other tools? Yes, I can suggest. So there are so many tools available in the market right now. Puppet we have, Ansible we have, Salt we have, SCCMs we have. So these are the these are the close competitor of Chef what we have. So market leader right now in this year is Ansible. Second place is Puppet. Third place is Chef. Fourth is Salt, and fifth is SCCM. SCCM in fact I have not heard from last many years actually. So these are the software which you have, out of which I'm going to teach you Chef. So Chef is developed in Ruby. Puppet is also developed in Ruby. Okay, so if you want to customize anything as such, you have to be pro in Ruby language. Okay, so though the customization you probably might not need it, but I'm just sharing with you for the sake of discussion. Okay,
And
so
chef is not that chef compared to Ansible is not that easy.
what you said, I couldn't understand.
Huh?
Can you please tell me?
I said chef compared to how we call it? Chef compared to Ansible, which one is the easiest?
For me, everything is easy because I know that. But honest opinion, if I give it to you, then I feel that Ansible is uh, Ansible is more easier, I guess, compared to Chef.
No.
My opinion again depends on the different. I know Puppet also, I know Chef also, I know Ansible also. So with that knowledge, I can share my experience, but different depends on the different my people experiences and use cases.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what next? What next? So now,
And the other question is, do you think anyone who doesn't have like any coding experience can be expert in chef?
no, you have little bit of coding requirements, which is compulsory in Chef, but not that programming which you're thinking like a Ruby and all. I'll teach you that programming is very easy in Chef. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now the question is, Chef is being where in SDLC cycle? Where? Okay. Chef is being used where? So that is the questions which I am going to answer right now. So let's talk about the SDLC cycle. So typically we have a plan, right? Then we have a coding, and then we do analysis, right? Analysis of the code, analysis, analysis. And then after that, what we do? We do the build, right? After the build, what we do? UT. After that, we create packages. After the packaging, we archive the software. And after that, we deploy to QA environment, right? Deploy to QA environment and perform acceptance testing and code coverage. And then finally, we process for the release. If everything is passed, release. If one is failed, repeat and keep repeating all this thing. Now, in this SDLC cycle, probably you may have a multiple tools actually, but right now I'm going to use one tool which is most popular. For example, maybe planning, you are using Jira. For coding, maybe you are using Git. For analysis, maybe you are using Sonar Cube. Maybe for the build, maybe you are using Maven. Maybe for the JUnit, UT, maybe you are JUnit. Packaging, maybe WAR file. Archiving, maybe Artifactory. Or deploy to QA environment. For deployment, you are using Chef or Puppet or Ansible, like a tools like that. Acceptance testing may be Selenium, and code coverage may be Jacopo. and finally hold this thing. So this is one of the stacks I said, but out of which the question was where the chef stands in SDLC cycle. So this is used for the deployment. This is used for the configuration management in a different. So you can deploy to QA environment, you can deploy to production environment, you can deploy to pre-production environment, you can set up a dev environment, everything. When you want to do the mass operations, when you want to do the configuration management, you can use chef for that. So yep, this is the place where we have used. Now you must be understanding, you must be asking, okay, Rajesh, I understand that it's being used for the deployment, but what are the challenges we face? Look at this here in your environment. Look at this here. You have a multiple kind of servers. You have a Linux also, RHEL also, Debian also, Windows also, Mac. Now that means you have to deploy in a different operating systems. Maybe you have to deploy in a different app servers like a Tomcat, JBoss, WebLogic, WebSphere. Your software demands that to deploy. Maybe different database server like MySQL, MS SQL, Oracle, and stuff like that, and hundreds of different changes. Now each deployment, it will take 15 minutes. So this configuration, look at this. With this complexity, how can you manage the configurations of the server? Different operating system, different database server, different app server, different configuration. How do you manage this complexity? You can't do it through the manual stuff. You will make a mistake for sure. And on top of that, hundreds of servers are available. So what to do? So we have to use the config management tool, and that's where this chef is there. So yes, chef you can use for deployment to QA, integration, staging, production, and IT management. So all these places you can use chef, and it will help you. Make sense, guys, all of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next thing is what you're going to do. I said already this one. I said you have two things to do in chef. Either you become a chef developer or either you become a chef administrator. That means, remember, chef developers will do what? Any Jen, do you have memory? I said already. Chef developer will do what?
You said chef developer.
Yeah.
Hello?
So you have two roles to perform in chef. One is chef developers.
Right.
Yeah, please tell me.
The chef developer will write and test and debug.
Write cookbooks. I said, right? We discussed
Yes.
here. See here, look at this. Chef developers will write a cookbooks.
Mm-hmm.
And administrator will apply the cookbook in server, right? Look at this here. Correct?
Yes.
So guys, Jen. So if you want to write a cookbooks, you need to write recipes. If you want to write a recipe, you need to know resources and of server and their actions, and then only you can become a chef. So if you want to become a chef, you need to follow this one. If you want to become administrator, you need to apply the cookbooks, which is written by development chef, and server is ready. So yes, roles in chef, you have two roles to perform, and that one role is become a developer, write a cookbooks, become an administrator, manager servers, and apply the chef cookbooks onto the server. So next few sessions, next 2 to 3 sessions, I will teach you how to write a cookbooks. I'll teach you how to become a chef. I will teach you how to become a chef developers. And after that, once you can write a chef cookbooks without any problem, then I will teach you how to become an administrator. So you can do rest of the things as well. Are you able to understand?
Yes.
So now the question is how to become a chef developer. So I have told you already, in order to become a chef developer, first thing you need to write a recipes, and then multiple recipes you need to write a cookbooks. That cookbooks you'll give it to the administrator in the server environment, and then he'll make it ready. So something like that. So recipes is what? Ingredients which we have discussed. So yes, you will write a recipes, then cookbooks, then applying the chef server by administrator, applying the notes, and server is managed. So this is the same thing. So I'll put it in a simple way. Let's say this is you. Okay. Now this is the chef server CS. and this is the multiple server to manage. Okay, multiple servers to manage. So what you do, you write a cookbooks here. This is the cookbook. You will write it and run these cookbooks on certain server parallelly, and automatically configuration management will happen. Got it?
Got it.
So this is the agenda for this. Now the question is, how do you write a cookbooks? So guys, here, first thing, step number one, you have to install the Chef DK. Understand that. Are you comfortable with Java environment development?
Huh?
Are you comfortable with Java development?
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about Java.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, so step number one, install the Chef DK. Then write a recipes in .rb file, create a cookbooks and deploy. So these are the things I'm going to teach you in some time. Okay, any
So
questions you have?
You said if I want to become a Java developer.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
You said if I want to become a what to do to become a Java developer.
Okay, so here I was telling you the logic. If you want to become a Java developer, what you should do? So install JDK, write a Java program, compile it to the class, package it to the jar, and deploy to the app server. So same concept we have with the Chef developer also. If you want to become a Chef developer, you have to install Chef DK, write a recipes, which is .rb file. There's no compilation required. Multiple recipes, put it together in a cookbooks and deploy to the server. This is the same thing you have to do that.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yep. So I'll write in steps and it will help you. So now the first thing I'm going to tell you how to become a developer. So step number one, okay, step number one, install Chef DK. What is Chef DK? Chef Development Kit. But you know what, guys? Nowadays we call it Chef Workstation. Now name it changed actually. Okay, so Chef Workstation. Okay, that has a multiple software which I'll discuss. So you install this one. Now step number two, what I'm going to do? Step number two, learn all ingredients. Remember that how can we become a chef without learning ingredients? So here when I say ingredients is equal to server resources. Okay, server resources. Learn that one. First you have to learn that server resources. So server resources means I'm going to use some of the servers for time being to discuss just for set the context. This is the server resources. This is a server. So you have a file. Okay, you have a file. Look at my screen, guys, all of you. Understand that you need to become pro in resources. What resources? File, directory, package, services, bash, yum, apt. These are the resources. And each resources, you have a property. For example, file has certain property. What property you are talking about? Open up any file, guys. See, this is the property. See? So this is the property. And each resources, you can do something. For example, create, delete, modify. The directory also has a property. You see here. See here. And
yes,
each resources you will do some action like create directory, delete directory, and what do you say, modify this. Package also has certain property and some action you do, installation and removal. Services also have some properties and actions and stuff like that. Bash also has some property and do action like running commands or script. Yum also you do install, remove, blah 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 and stuff like that. So yes, resources, property, actions. We can call arguments also if you really like. Attributes also if you really like. So guys, if you want to become a chef, yes, chef. you need to learn all the resources of the server which is supported by shell. And you need to know all the properties. You need to know all the actions first before moving to write recipes. How can you write a recipes without knowing the ingredients? How can you write a recipes without knowing the resources of the server? Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yes. So now the question is, let's learn about chef resources. So here, I'll just type in Google, and here you see all infra resources I am having it, and I'm going to learn about it. Don't worry, you have so many resources. Don't need to learn everything at a time, one by one. Okay, just making you comfortable. Okay, making you all comfortable. Let it come. Still loading actually. I got loaded. So this document is pretty huge, and to be honest, it's my honest feedback. I don't like this documentation because it really, so big, so large, so it can't make out of this.
Me too,
So
I
what
don't
are the
like
resources?
that.
Yeah. So now,
Sometimes I don't know how to use it.
yeah. So I'll just tell you that what to do. So can you see that left side? Look at this here. Here it says all resources, single page. And then here is starting with the alternatives. Here, look at this. Look at this. So these are the resources actually. Bash, this for Windows, this for APT. Look at more actually. You see here more. These are the resources I'm asking you to learn. See a file you have here, execute here you have, DSC script here you have, Git commands you can run, group you can create, habitat and all, homebrew for the Mac and all you have here, some networking related resources you have here, many resources you have actually. Don't worry, package resources here you have, a reboot here you have, let's say service you need, script here you have, Ruby, route, so many resources you have, sudo you have, user you can create using these resources. Okay, Windows resources, you can see that. So these are the resources which is inbuilt given by shell. So you need to know all these resources. I'm not complicating right now. Just few of these is okay. These are the popular resources. You just need to know, and rest later you can do the research based on the requirement, not remembering all the resources blindly. Are you comfortable so far?
Yes.
So yes, document you can refer it and stuff like that. Now next step number three, step number three, step number three, step number three, and that is write a recipe. Write a recipe. Now you will ask me, Rajesh, how can I write a recipe? Not to worry, store in .rb file. Okay, that's all. So stored in RB file now contains what? Contains there's a pattern actually. I must show you. Resources, type, title, attributes, and action. Okay, few more I can write it, but I don't want to complicate too much right now. What is a type, title, and stuff like that? So I'll put it in a simple way. Resource name, where, what, okay, and what attributes, property or something like that, property and actions. Still you have not able to understand, let me show you here. So contains multiple resources, properties, their property, prop, and their actions. What does that mean? Let me show you here what RV file will contain. So I'll go for file resources. I'll search, I'll use the official documents only. No need to use offline documents. This is the one. And you know what? Have a little patience. Don't rush. Read this, see this, and look at this. These all are properties supported by chef. So what is the resource name? File. Look at this very carefully. Very simple to understand though. What is the resource name? File. What file? With what properties? What action? All resources will be in the same pattern. Resource name with what? Properties, action. So now, like this, you will have multiple resource declarations. Are you able to understand in the RB file? So for example, you will have project what? My manager said, Rajesh, set up a web server in thousands of thousands of machines, let's say. Okay, simple. So first of all, write a program which will set up a web server in one machine, and that using Chef you can run in thousands of machines. Simple. So what to do? Then we'll write a pseudocode. What is pseudocode? Spelling mistake, please ignore it because I'm writing it. So here pseudocode means what? So pseudocode means here I'll do install httpd web server and then copy package. What package? I'm faking out, okay, the project package which is index.html. Okay, and after that start the services. So this is I'm faking out. Okay, so this is my project, this is my pseudocode. So Jen, whenever you get a project in Chef, convert into pseudocode. Will you remember that? Hello? Hello? Jen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So now you have to ask, hey, what I need for installing the package. So I'll go here, I'll search step resources for installing package. Enter. And here multiple packages are there. I will read it, whole documents. Let's say my environment is CentOS 7 today for demo. So which package? Yum package. If you have a different environment, let's say you see that here a lot of packages are there, a lot of resources, sorry, these all are our resources. So right now mine is Yum package. So Yum package is done. Now copy a package, copy a file, right? So how to search for it? So I'll just go to Google, I'll say Chef resources for copy and enter. I'll get file resources, which is for copying. So this is the resources I'm going to use it. Now I'm going to need starting a services. So what to do? Same way, I'll go for starting a services. And here is the resources. So here, this is the resources. So like that, only you have to work, otherwise there's no work around actually. So what I said, what was the target? Write a recipes. What recipe? Where to store? In RB. What it contain? Multiple resource declaration properties and their actions. What is the project? This is my project. This is my pseudocode. Can I write a programs now? So guys, I'm going to write a programs right now. So here, first thing, I need Yum package, right? So here I'll go for Yum.
Oh, for the Yum package, I have to search for Yum package.
Yeah. So I'll just, you know what? I'm a really lazy person. I'll copy this whole things together and I need to read which is required. All this document I'll read it and all these things I'll read it. And you know what? All this thing I don't need it. And I don't need it. Now here action, what? So yum package, what package? HTTPD. I know that. You should know the system first. Action, what do you want? Action install, lock, nothing, purge, remove, unlock, upgrade, which is default. Install is default. So even though I do not specify, it will not be problem, but I want to specify. So action colon install. Very simple. That means what I am saying, hey, yum resources, install this package, install this package. That's all. So this is one, this task is done. This code will install the HTTP package in hundreds of machines, one machine or thousands of machines. No problem. So simple, right? Do you find any difficulties coding?
No. Huh?
Now, what to do? I am going to create file and copy the file. So let me create this file resources. Okay, so some of the resources, file resources, click here. So first thing, I'm going to copy this whole things. I will have a little bit of peace of mind. I will read it each and everything, because remember that there are hundreds of resources and hundreds of their properties. You have to read it. That's a gradual learning process. So now file, what file? Index.html. Okay, now do you need content? Yes, I need content. So here, this is a string. So what string? It should be in a double quote because it's string type, right? Hello, everyone from the school, and done. Now I don't need. You want to have this file permission to the group, some owner, all this thing. You can do that. Right now, I don't need all this stuff. And what you want to do? Create actions. What actions we have? Create, which is default. So even though if I do not specify, no problem. And I'm not specifying right now, because why? Because this create is default. That means even though if I do not specify, it will create a file. But sometime, you know what? You should read this document. So maybe default is delete, or maybe nothing, or maybe touch. So you should check this table. So guys, my second work is also done. I have to create a file, which I did there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the file from here to somewhere else. So what to do? So copying the file, for that, I need ceph resources for copy file and cookbook file, or move file locally with the chef. So cookbook file, all resources is there, but you know what? This file will be used. See, so cookbook file, this is one of the resources to transfer files from subdirectory of cookbook to a specified located path in the host. So I think I can use it. That's not a problem. I'm thinking source is this one. Yeah, I can use it. That's not a problem. So I'm going to use this one, copy this whole things, and I know that. So here, except source file, I don't need anything. Source files can be string. So index.html, and where to copy. So here the copy means where to copy. This, you look at the example, it's a path. So what path? I know that's web server. So var www html and index.html. So yes, an action I need to modify. So I'll just go here, check the action. What is the default? So create is default, and action create. Yeah. So this is the just spacing. It's not a problem. It's not hard things. Done. So guys, this is the third work, copying the things, and finally start the services. So what to do? So chef resources for starting our services. Go to this place, and I'm not reading it, but you have to read it. Have a patience, because it's one time learning, and do it. Now delete everything and accept the package name. So I'm just reading. Do you need this one? Parameter, start command, and blah blah blah. I don't need it. You can see the examples also. Okay. So examples you have somewhere in downside for this. So you can see also that one. And what you want. So action, I want services to be started or restarted or started. So here, top. So guys, you see that within a few minutes, I was able to create recipes. This will do start the package, install the package, create a file with some content, copy the files. I think it's repetitive, right? Yeah. Copy the files and start the service, which is called HTTP. Simple. So my project is over. So now, first thing, now I'm going to show you the demo. First thing you have to start, install the Chef DK. After that, I know that all the resources. I'm going to write the recipes and the step number four, check uh, check a recipe syntax and run it. There's spelling mistake many places I might have done. Please ignore it. Check a recipe syntax and run it in local. First look, run in the local. If the script is working in local, then you can run in the remote servers also using the chef admin. So these are the 4 steps to become a chef programmer. I mean, I have not covered the cookbook so far, but this is the way to write a recipes. Are you having any questions so far?
No, for now, no.
Okay, so let me show you the demo now. So first, let me install the Chef DK. Basically, it's a Chef workstation. So I need one machine, Now the question is, which machine I should use it? So this machine, I'm going to use it for installing the Chef DK. Now the question is, where is the Chef DK or Chef workstation? So I'll just type Chef download. Okay, Chef download. Enter it. Here it is. And now you see that a lot of downloads you have it. Here your Chef Infra. Here is a Chef Inspect. Multiple products they have. The training which I'm doing for you is Chef Infra. Okay, and this is their first product, flagship product. Based on that they have come up. Later on they migrated and they developed multiple tools actually. So there are different tools we have. So now Chef Workstation. You see that Chef Workstation, which includes these are the things: Chef Inspect, Habitat, Cook Style, Test Kitchen, Chef Infra Client, former Chef DK, and stuff like that. So yes, and click on it. Chef Workstation, and mine is Linux CentOS. And where is this? This is a 22 and architecture 64. This is also 64. This for CentOS 7. This for CentOS 8. I have a CentOS 7. Okay, so I am going to click here and accept this, download it. And guys, I'm going to do the cheating little bit of it. What cheating? So because I don't want to push it from Windows to Linux, I'm going to copy this URL and directly I will download this package here. So this RPM package, which is being downloaded here. Now I don't need this one, so I'll cancel it. I was just looking for the URL, direct URL, and I got it. Okay, so this machine, the one which I'm using right now, is my workstation. Remember that, it's my workstation. I've become a developer here in this machine, and then with the help of server, that cookbooks which I'll write, okay, will send it to everyone. Are you understanding?
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes. So guys, here what we have is RPM file, RPM-IVH.
Oh, please give me a moment really quick.
Yeah, sure. And then I muted you. Okay, so this is the RPM. I'm installing it. So if you want to speak up, you can unmute also yourself because some noise was coming from your side. Okay, so done. So workstation has been completed. Now I want to validate. So can I do this with chef? You see that? Now you want to check the versions of it. Chef hyphen V. Now these are the versions. So you see that many tools got installed. Chef Workstation, Inspect, CLI, Habitat, Kitchen, Cook Style, Chef Infra. All these tools got installed. And you want to see that were exactly installed. So ls user bin and chef and star. Okay, these are the tools which you got installed. You look at this here. You have chef, chef analyze, chef apply, chef CLI, chef client, chef run, chef shell, chef solo, chef vault. All these things we have. We'll get comfortable with it one by one. And this is the one. So yes, step number one, I completed. Do you have any questions, Jen? I'll just unmute you. Do you have any question? Jen, Edgar. Hello.
This
I was
conference
installing.
will now be recorded.
Yeah. So what I was doing is I was installing the Chef DK. How did I do that? So if you look at this here, so these are the commands I run. History, and I downloaded this package, install this RPM file, and then validate some of the path versions and stuff like that. So if you look at this here, chef-v, and I installed it. Look at this, some of the more commands. These are the utility you got it. Now, what is the use of this utility? Slowly we'll learn in this throughout the sessions. But yeah, I installed the Chef DK. This is done. Actually, nowadays we call it Chef Workstation. So, are you okay with it?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the commands. I'm going to copy here so you can do it offline also. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have a recipes. Where is my recipes? So this is my recipes. I'm going to copy one recipes first, one resources first in one of the files, mkdir, and here I'm going to name it recipe, and cd recipe, and clear the screen. Vi my first recipe dot rb file, and here paste it. Now remember that which httpd, see here, is not installed. So now the question is, how do I check that syntax is okay or not? So right now, remember that I'm checking the syntax and running the local. So how can I run the single recipe? So there's one command which we have, command line which we have is chef apply. So you can do chef apply -h, and you can do multiple options available for chef apply also. So right now, I want to check whether the syntax is okay or not. And for that, the utility, the command options which I'm going to use it is, do you see check option somewhere? I'm just checking. I think, okay, it's got removed from here. So you will have in chef -h, and here, okay, so I'm just not able to find out chef syntax. Should be here. Just a second. Give me 2 seconds. So okay. So maybe out. Okay. So one thing, user chef. I'm just looking for that utility because I can't find it. Which chef? Which chef? Here it is. ls user bin chef star. So this is a new release. So I need to check that. So chef is there, and here chef -v, and it should be, I think, I'm surprised like how, okay, cook style. Okay, cook style is there. Here we can check this. So here, if you see that chef recipe, check syntax. just type, just check syntax. Okay, and here, one more second. So check syntax. So how can you do that? Cook style, yeah. So that's the utility, you can use it. So cook style in the file name first.rb, and I don't think so there should be any issues. Warning will be there, but yeah. So one issue is there. And what issues? There is a 3 space here. They're saying it's not a issues actually. It's basically one offense actually. So instead of giving the 2 space, I gave the 3 space. So that I can correct. So recipe, and here vi first dot rb, and now 1 1 2, and save it and running it one more time to check that if you have issues. I got a 3 2 offense. It's offense, it's not an error, but use 2, not 3 space for identifications. So okay, I understood that problem. So here, this is the one I'm talking about. So here 1 2, this is the good one, and here it should be only 1. Okay, should be going. So cook style. So I'm doing linting also work. So if you're writing a bad program, you can lint using cook style, and that is what I did. And after that, how can I apply check my cookbooks, I mean sorry, recipes in my local machines? So there is one code, there is one utility which is called chef apply, and the first.rb, enter. And remember that I am doing nothing but only installing the package. So now you see that first time it will ask, because I'm running the chef first time, so it's asking, are you okay with the agreement? Yes, I'm okay with the license and all. Continue with that. And you see that you are installing the package, which is HTTPD. And guys, here look at my screen. I'm rerunning one more time. Look at this. Last time it got installed, I'm rerunning. And if you rerun, you see that here it says up to date. So you saw that this was my desire. This was my desire. I'm going to mute your queue. Yeah. So this was my desire, first.rb, and in the server, which was already there. So here, that's the reason it says up to date. So that's functionality, we call it idempotent. So I'm going to do nothing but copying the whole things together now and putting in this vi first.rb, copy, there's 3 space, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and seems to be okay or everything. And this one is a problem. It's not a problem. Identification is just a practice. It's not hard coded though. Enter, setup, and run this check style first.rb, and see there's so many problems. 5 offenses I'm doing. By the way, where? So if you look at this, multiple offenses I'm doing, and so first of the offenses I'm doing n. Hello everyone. So what offenses? So here's a single quoted string when you don't need string interpolation, da da da. So this is okay. This is single quoted. What is this? Index.html. So index. This I am not sure whether it should be string or not. So for that, I'm going to check this. So cookbook file, right? Yeah. So I'm check the syntax stuff. I'll always see the official documents, and here the source it should be string or array. So I think this is okay, and this is okay. Tab detected in identification. So here there's a tab. So tab means here is a tab. Yep, correct. 1 2, this one. So let me correct few things which I can see that it's a good programming practices. You have to follow, you have to practice. Otherwise, it's very difficult to write a good program. 1 2, and seems to be okay. Let me run one more time cook style. Sorry, I'm writing a program. And now we have 3 out of 5. So here, one trailing blank line detected. Where exactly that is? So that is done in the 17 lines of code. So I'll open up one more time the code and go to 70 lines of code, and here's a blank line. Yes. So this will not create a problem. Remember that. This will not create a problem while running, but it's not a good practice. Okay. So seems to be okay. Let me run one more time, first.rb, and they're saying, hey, give us the single quote instead of double quote. So okay, I'm okay. That will not create an error, but because I am very good programmer, so I'm following their instructions and converting single quote from double quote. And two error, I fix it, all this thing, and this is how you should fix it. And then check this out. This is the final check. And no offense. And run this chef apply hyphen and first.rb. So now I have become a programmer. I have started writing recipes, and I have started checking my recipes and stuff like that. So there is some problem here. The problem here is, where is the problem? Let's look at this here one by one. Installation is done. Creating a file is done. Copying a file is the problem. So what is the problem? It says, hey, creating a file, and the problem is this path I'm going to check, because I'm not very much sure this path is available or not. So the problem here is, it says, let me check path. So here is there. Okay. So little bit of change. I know that what exactly should be. And here it should be like this: source, rerun, apply, and some of the steps, some of the resources which has been executed will not run one more time. And this is really issues. So I'll just go ahead and read this cookbooks one more time. What they're saying: transfer files from the subdirectory of cookbook file to specified path. So source. Okay. So now this probably is taking the only from the files directory, cookbooks and files directory. And one more time, I'm just going to revisit. Okay. One more time, use this transfer files from subdirectory. Okay, so probably I'll not use this one. I'm going to use something which is chef resources, copy file. So I'm using the file resources only, copy file, or maybe I can use script resources also. It's up to you. So multiple resources you have, and I'm using the script of, here use a file resources. Here you have a remote file resources. So remote file you need a server. I can use this script also. So which one I should use? So let's use this. No, it's not a copying file. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use bash resources, script resources. So I know that resources will do that work for me. That's simple. So I'm going to copy this whole things. That resources is working in the server only, and copy, and this is not required. I know that. This is not required. I know that. And this is the required. I know that. So cp index.html to var www and html index.html. This is a hard coding and not required of the things. Done. So it's like a way to run script. That's all. So I'm going to correct that code and vi first.rb, and here I don't need this one right now because it has some pattern issues for that problem. It's because I'm trying the local and running this. Okay, hopefully it should be okay now without any error. So let's check it out. And almost done. Can we validate? What is IP address, by the way? And IP address is here. So go to 16 and see here. Done. So can we make it a little bit change also? Second deployment, second package deployment I'm making here. So here first vi first.rb, and here there's HTML content I'm putting it. H1 and dub run. Only one change you will have when you apply, and done. Refresh. Done. So Jen, did you understand how to write a recipes now?
Yes.
Yes. So now you need to write a recipes. You need to write the recipes, and then once you write a multiple recipes, then I'm going to teach you how to write a cookbooks. Okay. So next sessions I'm going to teach you how to write a cookbooks and related stuff. Until then, you can practice. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So which platform are you using? Are you using?
I'm using CentOS 7, but you can use Ubuntu also. The here apt will become. This all will work, no problem.
So you install the workstation and like you have VM. You have like a VM machine, or is it on the cloud?
No, I have a VM machine in my here only VirtualBox.
Okay,
So
but okay.
so you can do that also.
Okay.
I had earlier using that AWS, but because of my negligence and laziness, I was losing lots of money. Let's say I use the VM on AWS and I'll keep it on actually for 24 hours or 36 hours, and then unnecessarily for the 1 hour session, I'll end up paying almost for 2 days or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then see you tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.